Welcome back to At Home with Roby. I'm Patrick McIsaac from Roby Electric, along with Trent Haston from the Roby family of companies. We are your hosts. Still here with Scott Dunstan from the Dunstan Group, talking a little bit about branding. And Trent, you and Scott both wanted to tell a story. You kind of told it through the break, but I think the audience would really be interested to hear that. Scott, talk about the Yeti Cup, the situation you ran into with the logoed Yeti Cup.
Well, it's sometime, and I have these conversations a lot with clients, it's very hard to sort of put a value or a dollar amount on your return of a branded merchandise. But you just got to know it's out there in the marketplace. It works. It's exposure. Folks recognize your brand over and over again. And just a quick story, we had one client had a Yeti tumbler that we engraved his logo on. He was at a gas station pumping gas, got out of the truck, had the Yeti in his hand, took a sip of water. The guy beside him pumping gas asked him about the Yeti first, and then asked him about his logo. And I won't mention his name, but his logo was on the tumbler. So he said, "What do you do?" And it was an initial conversation starter. And at the end of the conversation, the guy was like, "We have this contractor we've hired. He's doing a terrible job. We're going to have this conversation Monday, give him one more shot. If it doesn't work out, we're firing him, and we're going to call you." Well, long story short, they called him. He landed a $2 million project
over a Yeti
that in turn, said he had profited a good amount just because of the conversation that was started by promotional merchandise.
Well, I'm big on co-branding. I co-brand with businesses. We like to partner with people that are successful. We want our friends that we share business with to do well and be successful. And I do the same thing, kind of been my philosophy with branding. I like Polo. I like the lifestyle that Ralph Lauren's built. He spent billions of dollars building what you think when you see a Polo horse on a hat or a shirt. So I like our guys to co-brand with Polo and Lacoste or whatever your style is. Now you have all these hipsters that wear the whales and stuff on their shirt like Patrick. But also we like people to have their own style. But people say, "That's so cool. Why do you just buy a $100 shirt?" And I said, well, Polo's spent billions of dollars to give you this feeling when you see their brand. We're plagiarizing, to be frank.
You're co-branding.
And I think it's very, very intelligent to do that.
Absolutely.
So that's that. And the second, this is the business lesson of the day. Talking about logo and trucks and everything. We all have logoed trucks. We're very proud of our brand. But at the same time, when you ride around in a logoed vehicle or wear a logoed hat or a logo shirt everywhere you go, like I do, like a NASCAR, I wanted to be a NASCAR driver, so that's why I do it. But the deal is, you're held accountable everywhere you're at. And you can't hide. If you're doing something wrong, if you're not being ethical and you're not doing right by people, that you're going to get in trouble and you're going to destroy your brand. So I know a lot of people, a lot of them are dear friends of mine that run businesses, and they say, "Man, I don't logo my car because if I run a red light or do this or do that, I don't want anybody chasing me down, calling my office." But as a business owner and as the leader of my business, I think it's my fiduciary duty, if I'm going to have my men and women that work with us drive our vehicles around and wear our swag, I think I need to be held accountable to the same high standard, and I think it puts yourself out there a lot more.
Well, and one of the brands that we co-brand with at the Roby family companies is Make-A-Wish, which is obviously our charitable arm, which we believe highly in charitable givings. I slipped up there too, Scott. It's okay. And that's what you believe in, too, and something that's near and dear to you and my heart is Pink to Drink, which is coming up on April 20th. I know you are all about this. It's part of 24 Hours of Booty, but tell us about Pink to Drink. Tell us how you got involved and sort of give us an overview of what it is.
So, as I mentioned earlier, I believe, in business, community involvement is a very, very important piece. So we act on that. We've been a sponsor of it was 24 Hours of Booty. Now it's 24 Foundation. They've rebranded,
wow,
which has been a great thing for us as well. Need all new logoed gear. A decade ago, I was really into road biking and cycling and wanted to give back to the cancer community somehow, some way. My mother passed away of cancer, and we all have a connection with it. I love what they were doing. They were keeping a lot of dollars here locally and still are. And so over the years, we established a team. I was the team captain. They'll say I'm self-proclaimed team captain, but I was team captain. And we would have fundraisers at my house. So it kind of started as a barbecue. Then we started lining up with friends that own restaurants, that kind of thing, do fundraisers there, sell tickets, provide a meal and drinks, and proceeds go to 24 Foundation. 6 or 8 years into that, we lined up and sort of heard of Josh and Barb Jones's situation.
That's
with
how
Libby
the
name
Jones.
Pink to Drink came.
Yes,
came
and
about.
so the short of it is, if I can go there's so much history. We established Pink to Drink, and again, we teamed up with local restaurants at first, and now it's evolved. We bring out over 500 or 600 people to OMB, Sugar Creek, and the Great Wagon Wheel Distillery, and have a block party. Roots Catering provides the food. We sell tickets, $35 a piece, and that comes with a beer at each brewery, a shot at the Great Wagon Wheel Distillery, and Roots Catering, barbecue and that kind of thing.
And you talk about branding. You're in here with the Pink Cup, and the name of your team, I think you wore Spokes and Mirrors before. Is that maybe right?
Spokes and Mirrors.
And now you're on Team Libstrong, which, of course, is in honor of Josh and Libby, his daughter Libby, correct?
Correct.
And there's 4 or 5 teams that have partnered up to really put all the energy behind this to get the 600 people. And I'm going to try to get all these right. It's Amwins, Libstrong and Drew's crew, team, is it Reeb?
Team Reeb.
And the Cotswold Cougars, where my daughter goes to Cotswold Elementary, so I didn't know that they were involved as well. But so you guys all come together on this deal, and it's not like, hey, I'm raising this, you're raising that. Hey, we're all raising something for a good cause.
That's right. We tap into all of our relationships, personally, professional, and everything. Ask folks to buy tickets.
So cool.
It's open to the public. We have a website, pink-2-drink.com. You can Google it. It'll pop up. You can buy tickets online right now. Again,
buy them right
April
now.
20th. You can buy them right now. We want to sell as many as possible. We need to let everyone know that's helping plan this thing a number.
So
which
the party's 4/20, April 20th.
That's right.
Okay, good. And let me get this right. You guys have teams for 24 Foundation. This is your team to raise money, and four of those teams have come together to have this party to help support your team.
Correct.
That you're going to go ride for 24 hours.
Early on, we had such success with a couple of teams pairing up together to do a fundraiser and collaborate. I don't think in the history of 24 Foundation that had been done.
Yeah.
Everyone sort of is kind of a cool little race to raise the most money. So we've teamed up with 4 of the powerhouses and have really shown
I think it's really
done.
cool because we this is our 10th year anniversary, your 10th year of your business. Of our Pitching for Wishes cornhole tournament that we created 10 years ago. And as we've grown it, we've tried to figure out how we can keep increasing our money raised for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, but our bandwidth doesn't grow as much, so you got to have these offshoots. You got to get creative. You got to bring in pods and build teams under teams. And I think this is really cool because, you go get a pledge. We're going to ride for 24 hours. Can you give me 10 cents a mile or whatever?
Sure.
But you said, hey, we're going to go get our pledges, but the way we can start ramping up our funds as this thing has grown is now we're going to have a block party and do it this way. So I really think that is very entrepreneur at the heart. I take a lot of pride that we've been able to keep pushing our ceiling on what we can raise as just us, and I think that's great. And it's through partnerships, frankly.
That's it. Relationships, partnerships.
Why we're here today.
Well, Scott, how much money did you raise last year at Pink to Drink, and how much? And it's pink-2-drink.com. And what's the goal for this year?
Last year, we wrote a check for $27,662, I believe, to 24 Foundation. This year, we hope to grow that. We don't have much more to offer than the silent auction, the food, and the beer. So the way we grow that is either through sponsorships or just more people attending. So that's really what we want. We brought out close to 600 last year. We want to bring out 700-800.
1,000. Let's go for
1,000. Bring it on. The more the merrier. 24 Foundation is doing big things in the cancer community here locally.
And it's pink-2-drink.com. $35 a ticket gets you a beer at 2 different breweries and a shot if you're interested in that at the distillery down there. I mean, that's a deal, Scott. I mean, you're going to spend that anyways for those items.
And thank you to them, because about, I would say, $30 of every ticket goes straight to 24 Hours of Booty. So we have very little cost.
That's wonderful. Scott, We might have you on a little bit on the fourth segment if you can stick around so you can plug your business one more time. We'll be right back.